from a market perspective, so I did we were sitting here last year around this time, having some of the same discussions with farmers, and unfortunately at that point, commodity prices were about double where they are today, give or take. So it was a much harder sell to the grower producers. Why would the common answer to my question, do you want to grow hemp? Well, why would I do that when corn and beans are at record prices? Come talk to me next year. Well, here we are next year. I know both of you have farmer networks that you're trying to grow in your different regions here. What are some of the are you seeing some of those same rejections? Are you seeing some of the grower producers a little bit more accepting to that conversation?
I feel like unfortunately, I think it's going to be a generational transition. It's not, and I understandably so. I mean, why upset the apple cart when the apple cart is so fragile to begin with? A lot of farms, they're working on some very fixed numbers that is subject to the market. And I think while they're definitely cognizant of the risk in that, I think they're more so averse to unknown risk that they can't identify accurately. So it's better to, swim in the pool that they already know, right? That being said, we've had a number of farmers who will stop, who slow down and turn around and come back. Throughout the whole drought, when our crop was growing and growing and growing and everybody else's wasn't, we saw a lot of slow-moving pickup trucks past our field. And so I think in terms of mitigating risk on, large acreage, anybody who's cropping out 600-800 acres, I think it's absolutely on the radar of these folks, because the ability, I mean, there's a number of reasons to incorporate it into a 3-crop rotation, but yeah, we're seeing an easier pitch to them, but it's still the type of thing that, well, my son's looking into it, talk to him, and it's kind of one of those things. So understandably so, but there is still hesitancy in the market.
Yeah, from our end, we're probably dealing less of trying to add farmers on for us, since we are on the production, we're trying to be on the production side. I'd say it more from a landowner standpoint. At the beginning of the year, as we were trying to acquire some ground, I think there was a little bit of still perception. I actually believe that's either I thought it was more than it really was, or that it's quickly disappearing. And I'm seeing kind of this association with, the marijuana market and the fiber is separating I think it's separating pretty significantly, where people are far more willing to listen. And then when you can see and touch and feel it, which we've been able to do at a local level and try to educate people. From my end, I think it's a great opportunity for a landowner or a farmer who is interested in reducing the amount of inputs they put on herbicides and pesticides. I think it is a gateway commodity towards heading towards organic status and managing that. I think as there's a couple people in the room that are very intelligent on the organic side, and I think they would tell you that some of the commodities in that make money and some of them don't, some do real well. And so this is an opportunity to probably set the bar up another higher level with those in the that are in the organic market. So I think those that are organic farming could have a lot of interest in this. I think the equipment is a problem, which is one thing that we saw we could add value and bring to those that they may not be willing to make the investment that we did. So they can work with somebody like ourselves to help them through that process. And then at some point they determine, well, it's best to stay working with somebody like ourselves, or to go out and, bring on their own assets. But I think the barriers to market are lack of knowledge, equipment, and just the perception that's standing in the way. But from a future standpoint, what I see is where everything else is starts high and then is falling. I personally believe that the trajectory is, we may see the at least for the immediate future. I think that the forecast for fiber and the pricing is a trajectory going up. So